Hey y'all, I'm back with another video. This one is another great topic. As you see, I'm not in my car today. I'm sitting in my lounge chair, relaxing, rejuvenating. If you see my last video, reevaluate, clean house, and rejuvenate. This is one of my rejuvenations. Sitting in my lounge chair. It's quiet and peaceful, just relaxing. It's great because I get to talk to you guys. Maybe one day I'll be able to go live, or I will go live. That way I can be able to see who's on and talk directly with everybody. So I came home early. I didn't go to the gym today. I try to go to the gym every day, but I didn't go to the gym today because I wasn't really feeling all that well. I've been pushing myself for the last 2 weeks to go to the gym every day. So today I had to listen to my body. I was at work. I didn't feel too right. So I don't know if the weather changing or whatever, or just saying sit down. Because I'm always running. I'm always doing everything. I said, I think my body's telling me to sit down and go home today. But me, I'm still thinking about, I really need to go to the gym. I want to go to the gym. And I go to the gym and I try to walk my 3 miles because it helps my mental. And that's another part of helping with your depression and just keeping yourself calm. I do feel a lot better since I've started going back. I had to find ways to naturally do things without taking medications and all that, because I am not a medication girl. I am not. I don't even want to take an aspirin or a Tylenol. If I can do it naturally, I will. Unless it's something really seriously, the doctor say, you have to take this medicine, then fine, and that's rarely. But most of the time, I try to do things, I try to figure it out, or naturally I try to do it. So I figure, medications to me, that's just my opinion, medications to me just, it fixes one thing, then it destroys something else. And, for what your body is concerned. So if I can find a naturally way to do things health-wise or however, I just try to do it. So I go to the gym. I kind of miss my gym day, but that's all right because I have to know when to say when. Your body will let you know when they say sit down. And I'm not used to being in the house this early. So it's just like, okay. Of course, I tried to lay down and I said, nah, I have a video. I can do a video. I have a topic to discuss. And I'm going to discuss it. So I figure if I'm not moving around, I'm still relaxing. I got my feet up. I'm in my lounge chair. So this is what I'm going to do. So I was just thinking, and most of the things that I talk about is life experiences that I have been through. Of course, I'm not a doctor. Disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. And, I'm not a professional. But I just like to talk from, self-experiences, things that I went through, things that I learned, and things that I am still learning. And I was thinking, this topic is about loving other people. This topic is about knowing if it's love or you're just comfortable with that person. So my story goes back to when I was younger. I have 2 older sisters. Of course, I'm the youngest, the baby as they call it. I'm the youngest out of 3 girls. And I always felt like I just didn't feel loved. I felt like I needed attention at times, and I just wasn't getting any of that. I was a depressed kid. I was a very, very depressed kid. And when I was younger, I just felt like sometimes I was alone. I found other ways to deal with my depression, and it, it probably just made it worse. So as I got older, and some of you may be able to relate to this, and some of you may not. And some people may see this video and may say, hey, it sounds familiar. I might be going through the same. I might be going through that. So as I got older, when it came down to the dating, my dating was really, really interesting. Um, because if I didn't date, I wasn't in a lot of relationships, very few, but I had friends and stuff like that. And I always felt like I needed to be with someone. Okay. I needed to be with a male. Like I would stay in a relationship for years, like 5 years here, 5 years there. And after a while, like after the second round of 5 years, I just had to really like just take a break, and it wasn't working. And even going forward, I try to have friends, not so dating, or just try to be around, men or other significant others, men. And I had to realize why they didn't work. I realized as I gotten older, because I spend a lot of time with myself now because I'm older, and I had to sit back and think, is that I wasn't getting anything out of it. It was more or less aggravation, some abusive, some mental arguments, some, oh, they good, but then by the mid or the last years, however, it was just, I just wasn't feeling it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do the rest of my life, going the rest of my life dealing with this, because it just wasn't what I wanted. I also thought, like, maybe because I'm growing mentally, and that could be one of the keys too, because I'm growing mentally. And what I wanted when I was younger, whether it was relationships or however, anything I wanted, I didn't want that anymore, because I'm growing and I'm maturing, and I wanted to do more and better things. I had always had this feeling of loneliness. And I thought that me being lonely and being with someone in a relationship or however, it wouldn't be lonely anymore. So relationships come very, very tricky. What a lot of people don't understand. Relationships come tricky. It'll fill you full of loneliness for the minute at times. But then you're not getting fulfilled in other areas, like for excitement and going out, or just being mentally compatible with the person. And I figured, well, I'll just deal with it. I'm just going to keep on this normal, everyday routine with that person and deal with it, because I'm not feeling lonely anymore. I'm getting the attention, but sometimes you weren't getting all the attention that you needed. But at least I'm getting some attention. Well, I'll just deal with it. Then after a while, it just started growing, and it just started getting very, very awkward. And it just like, nah, I'm tired. The tension started to get aggravating, or you don't get the tension and it's aggravating, or the other person is just not compatible with you, or they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing that you don't agree with. So now it's getting really, really tricky. Then it got to the point like, oh, should I be here? Should I not be here? It's hard to leave, because then I got attached. The attachment. So I'm throwing out keywords: the attention, the attachment, the loneliness. These are the keywords. You got to keep watching now. You got to keep listening. So I'm attached now. And guess what? I'm still there. But the disagreements, the arguments, the feeling like, then fighting to try to hold on to the person. That goes back to attachment. And then the whole time, after said and done, you had to really convince yourself at the end and say, nah, I'm done. But mind you done put 5 years in it, 10 years, 15 years, however, you done put it in there, and you were just settling. There's another key word. You were settling. Okay? And I'm saying you, but it's really, that's what I did. So I'm really talking about things that I've been through. So at this point, as I get older and I look back on people that I was around or in my circle, in my space, and I thought about it, we were never compatible. Then I say, was it love? I thought I loved them, but it wasn't love. Love is different. Love is kind. Love is giving. Love is natural. Love is a natural feeling. Okay? And if somebody is not naturally showing you love, and it doesn't have to necessarily be with giving you presents or anything else, love is a feeling. If they can't sit down and have a conversation with you and just be there with you when you need them and not have all this foolishness going on, and they're going to care about your well-being, that's love at times. So I realized as I got older, I started spending a lot of time to myself. And then I was scared of being by myself. That's another key word. Scared of being alone. A lot of us do that. We just don't want to be alone. So when as I grow older, I can write a book about my own relationships. I can write a book. The goods, the bads, the experiences. It was crazy, you know. And I have gotten 3 beautiful kids out of it and 5 grandkids. So I don't regret anything. Everything was a learning experience. I'll never, ever regret going through a storm or going through anything, because they're always learning experiences. And then you have to take the learning experience, because you go back doing the same thing, you didn't learn from it. So when I got older, I was like, sat back and I think, and even to this day, I said, that was not love. That was not love. I say to myself all the time, if you watch my other videos, I tell you at nighttime is my time to think. When I lay down in the bed, that's why I can't get to sleep on time, because I have lay down in the bed and my mind is still spinning, and I start thinking about stuff, and I start thinking about things that happened, analyzing it, and then trying to think of my next move. So one day I said to myself, Dad, you wasn't in love. You loved them, but that wasn't love. You was with them because you needed the attention. Now we're going to go back a little bit. I needed the attention. I wanted to feel important. I loved the comfort when it was given, but it wasn't all the time. And I didn't want to be by myself. And I was afraid to be by myself. So I said, as I got older, I said, you'll get tired of going through that. Why am I going through the circle? Why I keep going back to square one? Why every time if I meet someone, it's the same thing? Because I was looking for the wrong thing. Make sure when you're in these relationships, you're looking for the right thing. Don't pick the wrong thing. And the right thing for somebody, number one, to respect you. Whether it's male, female, whatever. If you on here and your guy looking at this, females, guys, you look for the same thing in a female. They must respect you. Because guys go through the same thing we go through as women when it comes down to men with some of these females today. And I notice it's a different time from when I was coming up. We have a lot of females that's, some of them are very needy. And some of them just want a lot and they don't want to give anything back. And one thing about me, when I was in my relationships, I gave more than I was getting, because they knew that I had a caring heart. And if you're with me, you're going to be treated like a king. You're going to be treated like a person. I'm not a complainer. I'm going to make sure, you know, that you are comfortable when you're with me. And I'm going to show you that I love you. So I just realized, once again, I was in there for the stuff that I felt like I needed when I was young. So now, everyone needs to be careful. You realize you're in these relationships. You're holding on. You're holding on for what? Think about why you're holding on. I'm not on here, and I never want to tell anybody to leave or stay or however, but love yourself enough to reevaluate. We're going to go back. Reevaluate your relationship. Clean house. I love seeing that. And then rejuvenate again at the end. But don't stay into any situation or relationship where you feel as though I need this small part of somebody because this is what I'm comfortable with. So you cling on to that. And then I grew an attachment. And it felt funny because I've been with this person so long. And I'm like, well, we just doing this. Not knowing that it's okay to change. It's okay to take that another leap of faith. It's okay to be by yourself. You have to realize you don't need a companion in your life to get where you need to be. Because only you know where you need to be. Yeah, they can be there for support, but only you know where you need to be. And it's okay to be in a relationship. It's okay to get married. And maybe one day I'll hit the jackpot and get married, or maybe not. It is God's will. But I just feel like that no one should ever be in a relationship or dealing with someone on an intimate level where as though they have to accept all these negative things from them more than there is positive. Just because you feel as though you need them. Think about it like this. We all human. What somebody else do, you can do too. You can make your own money. Unless you're disabled or something like that. Don't get me wrong. And even if you're disabled on your own, there's programs out there. You get Social Security. You can get things like that. But you should never accept things because guess what's going to happen? You're going to be stressed out. You don't want to be stressed out. You don't want to be living your life every day depressed. You don't want to lay in the bed with somebody and look at him like this such and such. And he probably looking at you like this such and such. You don't want to be living like that. Love, you should be with somebody where y'all can just love each other and show the love. Be there for them when they need you. Like that, it has to be your best friend. It has to be caring and understanding. And don't get me wrong, it's not going to be perfect. You're going to have your disagreements. You're going to have a lot of stuff going on that may be negative, but you make sure the positive outweighs the bad, because it's normal to have different agreements. It's normal to agree to disagree. It's normal because you're not two of the same people, but y'all have to find one common ground. So just be careful of who you're loving and why you're with them. You can be in love with somebody. It is possible, yes, but be careful of what your meaning of what love is to you. So love has many different reasons. And yes, we have a lot of people that are in abusive relationships and, all kinds of crazy stuff that shouldn't be going on. But that's because we lose our self-esteem. And we feel like I can't make it on my own. Or you think this is love because he hits me or she hits me. So this, because they love me. No, love shouldn't be physical. It shouldn't be anything mean and physical, abusive, or anything like that. And they don't have to physically be abusive. It could be mental abuse. I have went through all that. It could be mental abuse. It's not love. So just be careful of your past. the things you went through your past, because sometimes it does come into your future. So just be very, very careful with that. Start analyzing. If you're not in a good situation right now, fall back and think about what happened in your past and what you need in your past that you're trying to fulfill. And then if you're trying to fulfill that, then that's a red flag. If that's what you're trying to fulfill. You know, you got some people, I mean, I said have a friend and every 3 months she had somebody new. Okay, that's fine. And I don't knock what people do, but I'm not for sure what she was looking for. And I don't know what was really going on, but maybe she just wasn't ready to settle down. And maybe, you know, I don't knock what people do, but for the ones that wants to be in long-term relationships, just be careful why you're there and what your purpose is. And don't let nobody use you for anything bad for their purpose. Just make sure you're getting something positive out that person. And don't be afraid to be like, nah, this is it. Nah, I'm good. Don't let it get too far in the dating where you let it go years. 5 years really too long to try to figure out what's going on. But at least in the first 2 years, try to figure out who the person is. You know, I know people that got married very early and got married, and a lot of people that I know got married early and it was an early divorce. And sometimes I know people that got married early and it may last long. But know what you're in there for. See if it's compatible. If you're starting to feel like that first year, give it that first year and be like, can I deal with this? Can I not deal with this? Is this really bad? Or is this person willing to change? You think this person is willing to change? Or is he? No, you can't make nobody change. You can try to guide them, so hopefully and prayerfully that they will change. Because a lot of times some people will take the bait and sometimes people don't. And you have to be careful of what you're putting out so that you can receive that back. So don't expect you want people to always love you and give you the attention and do all this stuff for you, but you're not giving that back to them. It's a two-way street. Love is take and give, take and give. You know, it's never an, I gave you. It's not a county thing. It's a magnet. You giving, I'm giving it. It's a magnet. It's an automatic thing. That's what you grow on. That's what you look at. I just realized, like I said, all these years, I realized I was trying to fulfill something that I never had as a kid and that I needed. And I needed that from some trauma things that I had went through as a child. And I needed that to feel safe and to feel comfortable. So once I figured it out and I learned, now it's like, oh no, I'm not dealing with this. No, I'm not dealing with that. Don't ever go back and settle. Never settle. Whether you're a lady or a man, never settle for anything. Be by yourself until something comes right. If that's what you want to be in a relationship or if you want to be married, just be patient. And if it doesn't ever come, at least your mental will be right. Because it's work to be in a relationship and to be married. You have to put the work in and you have to put the time in. So all these years, was it love? Or was I just comforting? Wanted to be comforted. You have to determine what it is. Love yourself first. And then once you start loving yourself, let me tell you, baby, can't nobody come correct in your life. Because you control you. And you're going to continue to control yourself. Love you first. And you'll probably hear that a lot in a lot of my videos about self-love. Learn how to self-love. You don't need nobody to give you love. You don't only want to know what you want and what you need. Just let them be an add-on. Love yourself. Don't settle for nothing because you're the queen. You're the king. Yeah. Just let that person just see you work. And you don't always have to let people know, oh, I don't want to be bothered with you. Oh, they will see it. You show them. But continue to stay focusing on yourself. So just make sure. Remember again, is it really love? Is it love? It was just something that I'm trying to fulfill. So that's the end of my video, y'all. I had to throw that out there to y'all really quick. I'm gonna have some other videos to follow. On my spare time, I'm trying to make time to do these videos. I do have a YouTube page, Expressions Forever. And of course, I have this Facebook page. If you go to the YouTube page, just like a couple of them. And make some comments down below. And let me know how y'all think about these videos. And once again, do y'all want to hear? I want to hear some comments on what y'all think about these things that you guys are, the videos that you're looking at, so that I know. And, you guys just have a great evening. And see you soon.